Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm glad you're here. If you're so inclined and have the chance, please hit the subscribe button down below. It'll keep you updated when I release new videos and when I go out on live streams and when we do different stuff, and I'll post things in the community tab. You never know. Good stuff. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it allegedly helps my videos be seen by more people. But today I wanted to do a long-term overview of this USA-made Spyderco knife that's designed by Michael Janich, who my understanding tells me he has trained and designed tactical defense type knives, and he was a big proponent into looking at different blade styles for different tactical applications, right? And for the longest time, people had used Bowies and drop points for those type of tasks. And he worked on and designed what he considered to be more of a tactical piercer in this tactical Wharncliffe called the Spyderco. First one was the YoJimbo, which was a little smaller. We're talking about the YoJimbo2, which this particular variant is the standard YoJimbo2, made in USA, Golden, Colorado, planet Earth, in CPM S30V. It is a very deep, wicked, hollow grind, sharpy, pokey, just well done Wharncliffe blade style. Comes with black G10 hardware. I modified this knife and picked up these flame titanium scales from Knives Plus, and picked up the hardware there as well, which is kind of a blue titanium hardware. Spyderco uses T8s on their body screws, T10 on their pivot. I also got an MX Gear pivot or clip. I usually get Lynch clips, but the colors seem to match a little bit better on this one. MX Gear does a great job with their clips as well. And Spyderco's clips are T6s. So you got T10s, 10-8, T6s. Again, this is the standard variation when it comes to blade steel, but it does have the titanium handles. So this knife, I'm not a tactical guy. I'm not going to go, do tactical type self-defense stuff, or not going to plan to. But from an overall EDC utility knife, first off, this knife to me was very, very sexy. I found it to be appealing. I thought it was a cool knife. I'd seen a lot of people talk about it. I'm a fan of Spyderco and a fan of their USA-made knives, particularly. But I love their Tai Chung knives. This knife has, as far as Spyderco's go, probably one of the crispiest, snappiest detents, and it is on a compression lock, which I think is a great locking system. But it really snaps out there. And let me grab a piece of my coupon book here, and we'll see if it cuts, because people always ask me, well, does it cut? I've not sharpened this knife. This is all factory edge. I have cut cardboard with it. I haven't done a lot of hard use with it, but this blade, from a slicing standpoint with that hollow grind, is just really designed to slice. But again, when you read about this knife and you read about Michael and when he designed it and how he worked with Spyderco and what he'd done previously, he designed this to be more of a piercing, what he considers a perfect self-defense type of knife. Again, that's because the design of the point and the Wharncliffe blade, he proves or puts forward that you get more forward poking thrust coming off of that very acute point. Again, that's not what I use the knife for or think of the knife for, but it is a very interesting aside as I fail it twice. But anyways, as I stab the mat, the Spyderco YoJimbo2 is a knife that I carry quite often. I carry it more on the weekends. It's not one that I carry much to the office, not because I don't like it and it doesn't serve great use at the office or any type of EDC task, but it is because it's a little bit more intimidating looking knife. It's not very big, but it is, it does have that very, I guess you'd call it aggressive looking Wharncliffe blade. So again, I just don't carry it to work, but I do carry it on the weekends. I do cut with it a lot. I do very much enjoy this knife. The big question is, if something happened to it or I lost it, would I get another one? Yes, I would replace it. Would I do the same mod on it? I would definitely mod it, but I don't know if I'd go for the exact same mod. That's part of the fun of modding knives, is, you know, doing them a little bit different each time. But again, I love the YoJimbo2. It fits my hand great. I've got a medium to large size hand, and as you can see there, I've really got one grip option and several areas to place my thumb, but it does fit my hand very well. So if I want to use this knife in different type of grips, I can absolutely do that. I just don't have a forward choil. I do have this grip to deal with, but it's more than ample. I do have an MX Gear clip on here that does feel a little bit more, not hot spotty, but I can feel it more than the standard Spyderco clip. But I like the deep carry clip and I like the look of it. And like I say, it's not a deterrent, because let's be honest, I'm not going to spend just a ton of time probably hard using this knife. It's not what I got it. It's really not what it's for, but I do enjoy it, and when I carry it, it stokes me out. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons, and then if I remember, I will get you some actual measurements off this knife. But let's compare it to our Cold Steel 4MAX, and it's much smaller than the Cold Steel 4MAX. Look at it next to our Civivi Baby Banter. It's just going to be a good bit bigger than our Civivi Baby Banter, but closer in size to the Baby Banter than it is to the 4MAX. Let's take a look at it next to the Benchmade Bug Out. It's just a little bit longer than the Benchmade Bug Out, but again, it's going to be a taller, larger knife. And up next to the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, it is quite a bit shorter, but that gives you an idea of where it falls kind of within that size spectrum of knives you might be familiar with. Let's take our Ben Peterson NAFCO titanium ruler that I have a hard time reading, and see what kind of blade dimensions we have here. On the cutting edge, it looks like we're right around 3 inches. The overall blade length is going to be right around 3 1/4 inches. The handle is going to come in at 4 1/2 inches roughly. The height on the blade is going to be right around 1 1/2 inches at the tallest point. The handle at the tallest point up at the front is going to be around 1 1/2 inches. Going to be about 1 1/4 inches in the main area. And then, since we've done this the last couple of videos, we'll break out Grateful Panics calipers and we'll look at what the blade stock looks like. It looks like a 0.14. So it's a thick blade stock that terminates down to a very, very thin edge. And I'm not good at using calipers. That's deep. Anyway, I can't get down on the edge because I'm not that skilled in terms of getting to that grip. But if we go back to our, how thin is it behind the edge? It's real thin. It's real slicey. It's real pleasing. I mean, for me, the knife and how knives make me feel is, it doesn't make me feel cool or anything like that. It's just a knife that when I have it in my pocket, I know if I'm going to have to cut something, whether it be an Amazon box, whether it be paracord, whether it be something like cardboard, whether it be, you know, no telling what. I wouldn't want to pry with it because you'll break that tip off. But for basic EDC uses, I think this knife will perform very well. It has for me. I think it would for you. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not, because it's a unique knife. If I did not have this knife in my collection and I was not a knife addict, would it suit me in my daily life? You know, it's hard to answer that question because my daily life is that of kind of a knife addict who enjoys sharp, cool looking implements and is a Spyderco fan. Love the fact that they make most of their knives in Golden, Colorado. Love the story of how Spyderco came to be, and really enjoy the fact that they push the envelope with not only designs but with blade steels. I think they probably got one of the best heat treats in the game. Heat treat's not my strong point. It's not my thing, but I think it's objectively proven that they do a better job with more steels than anybody else. For that, I appreciate them. Appreciate the designs. Appreciate the fact that they are just good people. They seem to be good people. They offer knives in all different ranges. This knife, after all the recent price increases, I think I was looking at Knife Center's website, and I want to say it's about $185 with G10. That's, I don't think that's too expensive for this kind of knife. When you add scales like this, these are titanium scales that nobody needs. They're kind of ridiculous, but they cost for Knives Plus, I think right around $120, $130. But again, that's what I do, is kind of bake knives of my own and do things that I like for them. But this YoJimbo2 is a great knife. I've had it in my collection for well over a year. I put it through not tons of hard paces, but I put it through its recommended paces outside of being a tactical defense knife, and it's just been great. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun to play with. I think it's a lot of offers a lot of utility, and it was just a great Wharncliffe blade that you can cut with. And I'd recommend it for somebody looking for a knife like this. But guys, most importantly, as we end this video, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate over hate. And guys, till we meet again, I love you. Peace.